Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Endless Customs, back with another GI Joe classified Mezco figure. This is Iron Knife. I do have the eagle. I dry brushed it so you can see a lot more detail. Right now there's a bunch of natural light in my room, so you can't really necessarily tell, but you know it is there. I still have to figure out how I'm gonna attach him to the arm and to the shoulder and things like that. I haven't gone that far, but yeah, this is just me throwing them together. I did dry brush this as well. I dry brush all the figures. I mean, these classified figures are amazing. I just like Mezco. I've talked about it in some of my other videos, but I've definitely just full bore Mezco everything, and I've even made a lot of my figures, Mezco figures, like style, like with the cloth goods and things like that. This figure comes with different gloves than the other Joes. So you can see here he has a lot more like expressive hands, like you can see here. So it's quite a bit of them. He can, like I said, a lot of these figures are not hindered by anything. These are all just hands for Iron Knife. So let's get into just talking a little bit more about him. As you can see, I do have the classified head sculpt and some of the equipment, but eventually I'm gonna turn a lot of these belts into like actually like leather goods, or even just some type of material. I've used like some of these, I don't know what this material is called, but I've used some of these before, just so you can push it a little bit more into the realism. But I'll eventually do that. So again, this figure can pose like any other figure. You know, you get the T-pose, you get the ab crunch, even this one's a little tighter because it's a different body than those. But you can see that ab crunch is better than most action figures nowadays. I do not sew or anything, so this was an all black shirt from, it's like the Skull Gang, the third party Skull Gang, from 5K Toys. So I'll show the figure in the video because I actually found that I have another one. So that's what the clothing from that figure is, and so are the hands and the glove hands and things like that. But I had to paint it and had to paint the pants because it was an all black suit. So you know, I did paint these, but I figured, you know, with like dirt and, you know, missions and all these things, like the pants will get dirty, and the shirt will also have like its own, you know, shading and all these things. So, you know, I don't mind the way it looks for me, because I make these figures for me. But I also just wanted to kind of showcase them and you know, see if other people can do it and I can learn from them and things like that, you know, because it is a big community for customizing and things like that. But I haven't seen anybody do custom Mezco Joes. So yeah, so this is my Iron Knife. I really like the way he came out. Again, he's extremely posable. He can do all these things, and with all the hands that he comes with, you know, he can get pretty much anything done. The classifieds are hindered in a lot of ways, but those are really good figures. But yeah, so this is just my Iron Knife, and again, he can kick like everybody, you know, double jointed. He can get into some really dynamic poses. It's just, you know, on camera I'm not going to be able to do it just because the camera is like such a weird position. But you know, if I needed to, you know, he can do some pretty dynamic posing and things like that. So I just, you know, I would just pose it and take the photos and things like that. So it's not always going to be like like a normal person would do, like, or look or whatever. But I would definitely change it in the way that I take the photo. Like, I'm not gonna take it like this or whatever. It'd be more like this, where you don't see the foot or anything like that, or the knees or something, like, you know, like it's always something to play with when you're taking photos. So But again, like what I was saying earlier for some of the other figures is this one will have a different gear setup because, you know, obviously they're different. But it's just a different character. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Again, I still have to figure out how I can pose this on the shoulders or on his arm like the classified does. But those are things that I can work on later. But for the most part, the figure is basically done. I just have to, like I said, transfer some of these straps and belts and things like that to a more cloth look. So yeah, but here's another Joe. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching the video, and please subscribe, give me your support, and hopefully we can grow this channel. So I'll see you in the next video. I'm probably gonna do a couple more, but let me know what you think. So see you guys on the next one. Keep it original.